What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we are going to be installing the drop kit on this truck. Now shout out to IHC Suspension and shout out to Lisandro for sending over this kit. He said, hey, you know your truck looks a little too stock. He went ahead and sent us the box. Now it is a 4/6 drop kit, so it is going to be requiring a welded C-notch on this truck. I didn't want to cut the frame, but if it's going to be giving me problems with hitting on the frame and all that sort of stuff, I guess we're going to end up doing that. We're going to cut the C-notch and weld it onto it. Now I don't know how to weld, so I'll probably take it to the shop, or if not, I'll have to get somebody to weld it on for me. Now, like I said, it is a 4/6 drop. Right now we're going to be unboxing it, and check out the truck right now, guys. It is a little too lifted. Now it is going to be 2.4. But yeah, guys, now real quick before we get into this video, I am going to let y'all know that on March 29th, we are going to be at West Texas for the West Texas Takeover show. We are going to be trying to take this truck to the Burnout pit. So that's going to be my very first time, actually. So we'll see how I do. And yeah, guys, this red truck, I'm gonna be taking this red truck, and I'm gonna be taking the Coyote because they do have a drag strip. So we are gonna be running the truck over there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to run it at Convoy for some issues. Pero pues, this time both trucks will be ready. This one, I have a lot of stuff to do to it. I have to do the drop kit, I have to get a posse unit, I have to get some gears, possibly a torque converter, and I gotta do fans, electric. It has electric fans, but I have to do the quad fans shit and much more things. I didn't really think I needed to do too much to it. Pero pues, right now, as soon as we drop it, I gotta change the rear main seal as well because it's kind of leaking. So yeah, I should have changed that when the motor was out, pero pues unfortunately I put it in, I didn't notice, and now that it's under there, sometimes tiene una gotadera o está todo manchado de arriba. So like I said, catch us at West Texas. Make sure you pull up to the booth. We're gonna be having merch in there, and we are also gonna be having carne seca. So if you're trying to get some carne seca over there at West Texas, make sure you get there early because it does sell out. Okay, let me get the first box. Now the first box does look like it has, what is this? Oh, it's the bushing at the top for the spring, for the front springs. So I guess they're called 1-inch isolators. There you go. That's the first box. It does come with 3 boxes, so let's make the second one. Now we are in crunch time, guys, because we don't have that much time. Well, guys, these are the C-notches. Yeah, welded C-notches. Aquí están. There you go. We got 2 of them, 1 for each side, and we got the flip kit. We got the whole flip kit, guys. And check it out, guys. These are the flip kit, and look at that. It has an ace of spades. So this is considered the flip kit. So los papeles, los metales, the bottom ones as well. And we also have the shocks for the rear. Vamos a ver. Mira. IHC. Oh yeah. Okay. Here are the back shocks as well. So that's all in this box. I'm gonna go for that because then if I lose it, it's gonna be a hassle. Now on this box, we have the control arms. So we have the front control arms. They are drop control arms instead of drop spindles, I believe. And they have, okay. So there's the front one, the top ones and the bottom ones are the control arms for the front as well. Check it out, guys. Look at the quality. They are powder coated into this metallic style finish, and I believe there's ball joints as well. So this is a 23-year-old truck. It is going to get brand new suspension, so being how old that truck is, I'm more than sure it's going to need these upgrades. I won't have to worry about new ball joints. I won't have to worry about breaking a control arm or anything like that because everything gets replaced with this kit. Like I said, IHC, shout out to them. I am going to be putting their link on the description below of the kit that I used. Let's start setting up the truck. We're gonna start off with the front side because I'm more than sure that's probably the fastest. So we're gonna lift it up, take off the tires, and start taking off the control arms. So let's go.
1 hour later.
All right, guys, we're back at it. Now, this is, for some reason, I didn't get to record much. I didn't record lifting up the truck. I didn't record setting everything up. Now, what I do have is, I went ahead and did this side just for practice. And then the next one I was gonna record, but this is how it looks. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't have a shock because we were gonna buy new shocks. Now we did have a set that we took off of a truck, and those are in good conditions. So we're gonna slap them on. Unfortunately, they don't fit through the bottom. So this one, I'm gonna have to take off the bottom control arm to put the shock back inside. Pero pues, no hay pedo. Now I'm gonna do the next side, the other side, so I can record it and show you guys, and then set up that one first before I install the shock and all that sort of stuff, so you guys can know. But yeah, guys, it's not that hard. It's just taking off the control arms, both control arms, taking them off from the spindle from here. Now, I did struggle a little from taking them off the spindle because it was a little, I'm guessing it was seized or whatever the case may be. Estaba bien pegado. Estaba pégale, pégale, pégale. Now I had the other hammer. It's over there. I was hitting it until we stuffed this other thing. I'll show you guys. And así es como se mira. Y si se mira más tumbadota porque it's more lifted up than the tire. So it's gonna be sitting, the tire's gonna be sitting like right here maybe, or maybe even close to the fender. Pero what I did notice is these tires are really light, and probably that's a good thing since it doesn't have a cam. He'll probably spin the tires faster. Pero yeah, guys, I'm excited of how it's gonna look on the front side and especially the back side, because this one, as you guys can see, it has a big ass gap from the bed to the tire. So hopefully this one's gonna be sitting close to right here, because it is gonna be dropping 6 inches from the back. So yeah, let's get started on the other side. And these tires are Rebel Racing. I'll probably be selling these later on, but for right now they're gonna do. Son que aquí está, 235 70 16s. They're actually 16s. I thought they were 18s, but no, they're 16s, and they'll be good for racing maybe. Pero yeah, it's not gonna be, obviously it's not gonna be a racing truck, pero pues no hay pedo, tenemos unas llantas para. So let's start on the next side, and I'm gonna move all this to the other side. So the first thing I do, disconnect the cable from the top, take them off from right here so we can have more play, and take off this bolt right here. It is a 10. Take it off. All right, now it's gonna give you play for the brake line as well. You're gonna take off the brakes, then hang them right here with some chicken wire. You don't want the brake to be hanging on its own. You're gonna tear that brake line or anything like that. Let me take off this so you can go at my pace. Take off the wires, and yeah. Alright guys, so we went ahead and took off the disc, the brake. As you guys can see, it's hanging freely with a lot of slack. Now the disc, you can easily take it off. I didn't know this was a thing. On mine, I think you have to take off a bolt before this disc comes out. But on Chevys, I guess, así lo quitas. There you go, take it off, put it to one side, and you should be all said and done. Now the spindle is spinning freely. The speed sensor is all good. Now to take off the spindle is 2 bolts, uno en cada lado, uno acá arriba, which is this one, y uno abajo. Take both off, hit it a few times with the hammer, and it should pop right off. So let's do that. The bottom one is a 24 and the top one is a 15. You leave them on so whenever you start hitting this and it loosens up, it won't drop to the ground. So yeah, guys. Alright guys, we went ahead and took off the spindle. It's right there. A few hits, well, more than a few hits, and it was able to come off. If you guys have this tool, where's that at? If you guys have this tool, it helps out a lot. Pero pues, now you're stuck with this, and you take off the one for the stabilizer bar. That one is this one right here. It is this one. For this one to take off, you can need vice grips. You grab it from this side, and the bottom bolt, it is a size 14. So now we take off the top bolt for the shock, and we are gonna lower it down with the jack stand. With the jack, and it should come right off. Now before that, I'm gonna take out both bolts from the bottom of the shock, and then we'll lower this down. So let's do that. Okay guys, so I went ahead and removed both control arms, the upper control arms and the lower control arms. Went ahead and removed them. Now they are a 24 for the nut, and it's an 18 for the bolt for the lower ones. And the top ones, for the nut and the bolt, it is a 21. So you take those off, those come out freely. And I went ahead and painted a little for the chassis so it won't look too rusty. I know you have to prep it and clean it up and all this. I just do whatever I can. I mean, it is gonna get dirty again, and like that, you're not gonna be able to see this as much. Now it's time to put the top and the bottom control arms and the shock. So on this one, I'm not gonna forget to put the shock on before I put the spring and before I put the rest. Now, whenever you are putting the control arms, make sure you open them up a little on both sides. Also the bottom ones, both bottom ones, so you can put the control arm freely. Now, before you install the control arm, make sure you grease up these sides on all points, so you will avoid squeaking and all that on your suspension. So yeah, you'll see me in a bit. I'm gonna go put the adapters that go so you can grease the bushings, and I'll come right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and installed the control arm. You just pretty much put everything back on. Make sure you grease it. Like I said, hit these sides so these bushings fit properly. And like I told you, you see how the 90s go perfect here, because this thing is going to be right there whenever it has a tire or whenever it's loaded, and it still has access to that. Now the bottom one, we are using this shocks right here, or we went ahead and replaced them because the old ones are pretty much gone. Went ahead and squeeze this one and it hasn't came back up at all. Now what we're gonna do is put the shock and put the spring back on. Now before you do the spring, make sure you use these 1-inch isolators. They go at the very top, they hold the spring. Pretty much you put it at the top of the spring and then you fit the spring completely, and then make sure your shock is in between both of them and it has clearance so you can put the bolt back on. So that's what we're gonna do. This one's a little bit loose and the bottom ones are loose as well, so we can work with it, and then we're gonna tighten them up whenever we install the spindle on it. So let's do that. I'm gonna do a little time lapse. My camera is dying, so yeah. Now that is all finished, we are going to be putting the spindle back on, but before that, we are going to be putting the ball joint back on, and we should be all said and done. Okay guys, so upper ball joint is complete. You do torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds, and the size of the bolt, the nut, is 13. Then you make sure you take off the screws and then you put the spindle. Now you are going to have to use a 1/2-inch drill bit to drill out the hole, the top hole, because it's just like a slight little, what's called material that's extra on the spindle that doesn't let the ball joint sit properly. So you got to shave that off, and the bottom one you don't got to do nothing to it, it'll sit perfectly fine. So vamos a hacer eso y ahorita comenzamos on the stabilizer bar. Alright guys, so we went ahead and greased up all the fittings for the upper and lower control arms. We went ahead and tied up the tie rod, the sway bar link, and we zip tied this so it won't be dangling around. And this is how it all looks afterwards. And we went ahead and put the brake back on, torqued the bolts to 111 pounds. Y que más? These to 80, those to 110. I'll put them all right here so you guys can know. Y también los ball joints, I'll put the torque specs. And make sure you grease up everything. We ran out, so we have to grease up the other side. Pero pues right now we're gonna put the tires back on and then start on the back side. So let's do that. All right guys, ya acabamos el pedo. Ahora vamos por la caca.
That shit got stuck.
Luckily we have to. That thing is low. Look, I can finally work on it. More. How does it look? Damn, se mira low. That looks badass. Shout out to IHC for sending out the kit. It is a 4-6 drop. 4 on the front, and then it's gonna be 6 in the back. Damn, that thing is low. You know, it lowered down more. Like it's settled. What'd you think?
Yeah, it's nice. It's a height.
I don't know what height it will be for a 4x4 though. Because Michael has a 4x4. He wants to lower
It
it.
should be a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, because of the axles. Because mine is a 3.5. 3.5. Damn, it looks nice. Honestly. Now the backside, like I said, it is gonna be a 6-inch drop. We're gonna have to remove the bed. That's why Alejandro's here before he goes to sleep. And yeah, so let's do that. Make some space and have the bed out. Alright guys, as you guys can see, we went ahead and took off the bed last night. It is the next day, and this is how it looks from the front side. That looks way more droppy. Now, they did give me the option that I can take off the isolator, the 1-inch isolator, and it'll drop 5 inches, and then just buy a drop shackle, 2-inch drop shackle, and it should drop the 5.7 if the truck is a little too tall. Pero pues, in my case, I like it this way, so it won't be hitting or scraping or anything like that. Pero pues, this is how it looks. What do you guys think? It looks badass. Looks way dropped. Now I can finally work on it way more. You see, guys? Se mira bien tumbadotera. Now we are going to be working on the backside, but before that, we went ahead and took off the bed, and it exposed all this dirt. Now the good thing about this is that it's all surface rust. That's what's badass, that the frame is not cracked or anything like that. It's not fully rusted through. So what we're gonna do is wash it all off and then paint it after we do the C-notch. So paint it with a quick paint, just like the front side, how we did. Over here, as you guys can see, it's all dark. It's not that good of a paint, pero pues, it's gonna do the job for a bit. Now, before we end up taking everything off and then send out the frame to get powder coated. But that'll be in a future date, or you never know, I won't do it. Pero pues, right now I'm gonna wash it, and then we're gonna leave to the zoo. So that's gonna be on Jessica's channel. So if you guys wanna go check that out, we went to the zoo with Bellamy not for the first time, but we went to the zoo with Bellamy, but we are going to be washing it, like I said, so it could dry up, and by 5-6 p.m. Michael's going to come over here and he's going to help me drop the backside and do the welded C-notch. So we might weld it here, or we might tack it. I'm not really quite sure, but yeah guys, it looks really dirty. Right now I'm going to move it forward so you guys can check it out on the sun, and then we'll be washing. Alright guys, as you guys can see, now in the sun you can see it more full of dirt, and it's mainly a bunch of dirt. You see, you can take it all off. Since we're going to be washing it, we're going to be washing the back side, since this never gets washed, and we'll just go ahead and wash the front side as well. So yeah guys, let's start it off. Alright guys, I went ahead and just added water. I washed it off with water. As you guys can see, it removed a lot of dirt, but there's still a lot of surface rust. So we'll probably grind it a little and then paint over it. Pero sí, ya que se seque, pues le damos una limpiada y luego la pintamos. But it removed all the, I was hitting it right here. This one's gonna go away. But you guys can see the power of it. And then this was all dark. It lifted it up. I'm gonna put it back in, but I'm gonna put it forward so it can dry up the frame. Yeah guys, we'll start off the drop kit after I come back. Alright guys, so as you guys can see, it's dark already, but we are going to start the backside. Now we are going to be doing the flip kit on the backside, and it is going to be dropping 6 inches. So as you guys can see, it is pretty high. You can see the frame, instead of being leveled, it's like this. lo que vamos a hacer con este, we are going to be cutting the frame and doing a weld on C-notch. First of all, we are going to be taking off the tires, and from there we're going to see how high we need the jack stands to be, from 2 on the diff and 2 on the frame, so we won't have any problems. Now we were thinking of dropping the gas tank, pero so we can take that bolt off, but I think we're just going to swing the diff on this side. On that side it's going to be a breeze. So let's do this. Hey, these have an adjustment. Look, I had another hole. I don't know if these are factory or not.
No se mira.
You know what? I'm gonna look at this one over here. Oh no, they're not. Shit, they're not. Way. These are more. Oh, it's gonna drop fucking. If anything, it's gonna drop 6. It's gonna have a Cali, ¿verdad? Huh? No, you use the factory ones. Maybe that other hole is for that, because that one's probably like a 2-inch drop shackle. Damn, if I would have known, I would have left it there, and I would have just took off the isolator from the spring, because that's the reason why it gives it a 4-inch instead of a 5. And it would have been a 5.7. That would have been crazy.
5.7.
That's fucking low, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure that out later. So vamos a quitar los shocks, and then we're gonna be removing all the U-bolts. As you guys can see, these shocks are no good no more. They don't even go. I think if you give them a like help, they'll go up, but not, they stay down. See guys, that's the good thing about replacing the suspension. You get new back shocks and a flip kit, and your ride looks nice too.
Back shots.
Ay, cabrón. All right, Michael, what's next? Oh. All right, Michael, what's next? All right, guys, we went ahead and took off the U-bolts, and we took off that other bottom piece, whatever the fuck that shit is. Now, what's next, Michael?
Put this down. So that pues ya quitamos esta. But primero we gotta flip the, I don't know what this is called.
The bolt?
Yeah. Flip it.
Oh, you flip it from, I'm guessing, facing up to facing down?
Facing down, yeah.
Okay. ¿Esto se va a usar otra vez? Oh, no, ¿verdad?
No.
Because I think the new one has it.
Yeah, sí.
Alrighty. Alright guys, so we realized that it does have a 2-inch drop shackle. Now it does have 2 holes, so we went ahead and put it at the bottom one. A ver qué hace. If not, then we'll just move it back to the first one. But I think it should be good. We're gonna take out the front side so we can just move this one under it so we won't have to swing it. And then the back side, we are gonna have to swing the diff or axle, like Michael said. But yeah. Oh, and also these you'll need 221, either a un dado y una llave to hold one and then unscrew with the other one. Took off both sides. You grab that side, Michael. Oh shit. And then we're gonna take off that with the C-clamp. Oh no. Okay guys, so we already flipped the bolt around. What size was that bolt, Michael?
5/8.
5/8. There you go. It's a 5/8 bolt, and then you use a vice grip on this side since it's just the head to hold it so it won't spin. And then you just flip it around. Make sure you use a C-clamp to hold this in place. Right now we're gonna install it back on and have it under the axle, so since it's considered a flip kit.
You don't have it no more.
You think we should bring this one back?
No.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Let's flip the axle around. All it needs is the lug nuts.
What are you doing down there? A este se le va a salir un pedo y a este también. Ya está cansado.
That's Michael's.
Damn.
Ahí veo. Ahí está.
All right, guys. So we flipped the diff around. We are going to be putting the bolt on this side. Se nos olvidó el bolt. Pero eso está fácil. On that side, we wanted to show y'all the whole thing. On this side, we can easily do it. And then we'll put the flip kit on it. And I think we should be all done.
For tonight?
For the truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then we're just going to paint it. Oh, we got to do the C-notch. The Weld Master is here.
Is that the Wellmaster from Wish?
Temu.
Temu. Ah, okay. You know, Timo's, they hitting me up again.
The what?
They hitting me up again.
Timo wants to sponsor?
That's the sponsor.
Sponsor a whole pancake.
Why are you here late?
I just got home from work.
Damn, bro, you can only see your shirt.
Llegó el otro maestro, llegó el otro maestro.
Los dos andan de highlighters.
No, pero el problema es que Alejandro nomás viene a huelgar, no viene a ayudar.
Él es el inspector.
Yeah.
I can help
Sí.
with the weld.
Where are you gonna go with us that weekend?
Well, the C-Con?
Why not?
At work.
Again?
I work too. I got it off.
Oh.
That's good.
Alright guys, the saddle, if you are looking at it like this, forward, the saddle, it has a spade and it goes on the front side. Now this bottom piece, you align the hole that's on the leaf spring to the center hole, and the spade goes backwards, para atrás, pointing back. And then you put this piece on top of everything. So this goes right here, and then it holds the U-bolts down. So there, that's that. We're gonna do that other side. We're gonna rotate it and put the shackle on, and then do the same thing on this side. And then we'll tighten them up the U-bolts and start cutting up the frame for the C-notch, because Alejandro's itchy to weld.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's some cut in a second. You tried it?
Nah. Pretty good.
Have you ever noticed, do you eat takis? Ya se me hizo agua la pinche boca. Eat this, and then you eat takis, and the takis taste way different. Like hella different. Like nothing compared.
I don't like takis.
You don't like takis? It's like, it's weird. I don't know why. And I started eating takis and I was like, what the fuck? This shit didn't taste like this.
I just suck on them.
It's like it alters your shit. I don't know.
The takis?
Yeah. Like
I
that.
just suck on them.
Okay. All right, let's flip this shit and then start doing the C-notch. Alright guys, we are gonna torque the U-bolts, and then we're gonna put the shocks on and tighten up the shackles, and we should be all set and done for this. Oh, and then we gotta do the C-notch, which the welder is still waiting on. Pero yeah, vamos a ver. Okay guys, so I didn't quite explain, we just ended up doing the C-notch. Now we ended up cutting everything. This is your center line right here. There's the little dot up here, that's where the center of the C-notch is gonna be. So now you draw a line 2 inches down, and then from there you measure 3 inches back, and it's basically 2 inches forward, 5 inches total. And then you grab your C-notch and you place it next to it, and then draw the downward lines, and that's basically what you get for the C-notch. And then you just weld it on. One thing was my frame, for some reason it had some notches, some indents right here all over this. I'll put up a picture of how it looked. We had to end up grinding all that stuff out so the C-notch can sit flat. And yeah guys, that's pretty much how it looks. We kind of painted it a little. We still have the main side, we ran out of paint, but that's how that is. I didn't want to just end the video without explaining what we did with the C-notch, because I don't know if you saw, it was just the grinding part on the cinematic, and then it was about to end. Pero pues, that's pretty much it for this video. Now, I did want to come and tell you guys before I ended the video that we have new merch in stock on the website. Also, we are running a iPad giveaway if you guys want to go get entered. Sunday, March 30th, that's the last day to get entered for this iPad giveaway. So if you guys want to test your luck and see if you win an iPad, go shop at coyoteoscar.com. Anything applies. Carne seca, my merch, which is the t-shirts, hoodies, decals, key tags. We actually brought out a new key tag and a brand new shirt. So go ahead and go shop coyoteoscar.com. Go get entered. Yeah, guys, good luck. We'll catch you on the next one. Like I said, I am gonna be revealing how this truck looks after the drop and everything on the following video. So you guys stay tuned. It is already on the works. And yeah, we're gonna be trying to post more content constantly. And yeah, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Ahí estamos.